Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Today, we begin a new unit on justice. In your last unit, you discussed the importance of attaining equality within diversity. In this unit, you will study the roles of justice and equity. You will learn why justice is necessary for democracy to prevail. You will also study the foundation of the justice system, including legal institutions and traditional courts. Today's lesson will serve as an introduction to justice. If you are ready, students, we will begin. Are you familiar with the word justice, students? Have you ever overheard someone say, "This is not fair"? Justice is related to the idea of fairness. Students, please take a moment to think about a time when you witnessed an unfair thing happening to someone you know. Write down your example and then describe the way that it made you feel.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. I wonder what examples you thought of. Perhaps you have witnessed a classmate not being chosen to play on a team. Maybe you have a relative who was overlooked for a job, even though they had all of the qualifications. You may have seen someone being treated more favorably than others for no apparent reason. When we see things that are unfair, it can make us feel sad and sometimes angry. We know that what has been done is wrong, even if we do not know exactly why. In order to understand justice, we need to have some way of differentiating between what is right and what is wrong. When we can tell the difference between right and wrong, we will be able to tell what is fair and what is unfair. Justice is concerned with fairness that governs the relationships between people. At a higher level, justice involves the relationship between the government and its citizens. Students, you have already studied some of the ways that past Ethiopian governments acted unfairly towards their citizens. As a review, please make a list of at least 3 different government actions that you feel were unjust.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, everyone. I am sure that you thought of many good examples of government injustice. Before democracy was accepted in Ethiopia, there was no rule of law. This led to many unjust acts, such as false imprisonment and genocide. Before the Constitution, the government did not support the equality of the nations, nationalities, and peoples of Ethiopia. The people did not enjoy equal rights to use their languages in schools or courts of law. Another example of a government's unjust actions towards its citizens is gender inequality. Previously, men and women did not have equal rights to education or to resources. They did not have equal opportunities related to employment or political participation. These acts of injustice are unfortunately not limited to governments. You may also see some citizens being unfair to each other. Some people hurt others in order to gain benefits for themselves. When unjust actions occur, they must be corrected. In order to correct such actions, people need to agree on what is right and what is wrong. The justice system helps people to reach this agreement and enforces the correction of unjust behavior. You have already studied many aspects of equality. Another term related to equality is equity. Equity is being impartial, reasonable, and fair. Equity means using basic principles to correct unbalanced relationships. A relationship is unbalanced if one group benefits excessively and another group is hurt by the relationship. The justice system strives to promote equity and to make equitable decisions. It is guided by principles of ethics and fairness. This means that when a court makes a decision, it is trying to provide a solution that is fair and equitable to all parties. It is attempting to provide balance to relationships. Students, you may encounter the word equity in combination with other words, such as pay equity, employment equity, or even health equity. Please choose one of these phrases and write down what you think it means.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your participation during that activity. Let us look at the definitions together. Pay equity refers to equal pay for work of equal value. Often, this term is used in relation to gender-based wage discrimination. Pay equity requires that female employees be paid the same as male employees when they do work of a similar value. Employment equity refers to a process for achieving equality in all aspects of employment. Employment equity strives to remove barriers and improve access to the workplace for people of different ethnicities and abilities. Health equity concerns those differences in the health of a population that can be traced to unequal economic and social conditions. Health equity means making sure that everyone has the same access to health care. Students, I hope that you were able to see how equity relates to equality. In order to correct inequalities, you have to consider the basic principles that balance the relationships. These principles are often found in our basic human rights. Today, you have learned that justice involves the fairness that governs the relationships between people, and equity is the tool by which these relationships are balanced. Our next lesson would be on the struggle against injustice. Until then, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.